Ora, bons dias, pessoal, bons dias. Espero que se encontrem todos porreiraços, todos à maneira. E vamos aqui a mais um videozinho. Bom, tá aprimorado, na melhor das hipóteses. Eu acho que está muito bom. Tenho dito isto de outros, obviamente, claro que excelentes, muito bons. E este vai pelo mesmo caminho. Muito, muito bom. Mas hoje está aqui um piquinho diferente daquilo que eu tenho dado a fazer, porque decidi fazer um tributo a um escritor e desenhador, neste caso, de algo que nos trouxe, e digo trouxe porque eu penso que muitos de vós têm já acima da casa dos 30, e eu lembro-me, por exemplo, de ter os meus 10, 11 anos, talvez por aí, e estarmos na sala de aula de manhã, e quando tocava para o intervalo irmos em debanada a correr que nem uns malucos para o refeitório, porque no refeitório tinha uma televisão à boa moda antiga, em que passava uns desenhos animados que vocês provavelmente também conhecem, que se chamava Dragonball e as bolas de cristal. Bom, para já era uma das coisas que o pessoal andou a uma altura que era completa loucura. Aquilo era um vício tremendo, andava tudo deslocado com o Dragon Ball. E infelizmente a pessoa que criou o Dragon Ball, não é? O Son Goku, o Akira Toriyama, faleceu agora há meio dúzia de dias, e então decidi fazer aqui um tributo a ele. E então este vídeo tem aqui uns à partes de uns vídeos que eu encontrei engraçados, muito engraçados. E acho que vale a pena, na minha ótica, acho que vale a pena. Vale a pena ver este vídeo, não só pelos vídeos em si, obviamente, mas também por estes tributos que eu achei espetaculares. Espetaculares. Pessoal, espero que gostem. Vamos lá começar então e até já.
If I would've known that you wouldn't be here anymore, I would've made the moments last a little longer. 'Cause now I'm alone, and you're just a memory in my mind. I would've given anything to say goodbye. If I would've known, if I would've known, oh, I remember how we would laugh all the time, but now you're not around, and I'm just trying to find something else to fill the empty spaces you left behind. But nothing ever seems to work. I've been thinking about the things that you used to say, even not around. You're in my head every.
Bem, quem é que se lembra de um comediante americano de nome GeorgeCarlin? Epá, eu tive o meu tempo de ver a fio, vezes e vezes a fio, este comediante, porque ele faz comédia com veracidade, com as situações que se estão a passar no dia a dia, com aquilo que acontece no dia a dia, e manda literalmente as verdades à cara das pessoas, literalmente. E o facto é que toda a gente se ri com as piadas, porque são isso mesmo, piadas, e no fundo são verdades que ele diz. Isto são anos 80, atenção, anos 80, 90, e ele diz tanta, mas tanta verdade, já naquele tempo, atenção pessoal, já naquele tempo, e o pessoal simplesmente ria-se. Então a gente hoje em dia estamos a chegar onde estamos a chegar. Este próximo vídeo, que eu vos vou deixar aqui, já declara um bocadinho esta situação de que dá que pensar. Em parte, ele tem toda a razão, se me perguntarem a mim, e hoje viu-se, por exemplo, nas votações, em que a gente deveria ter um boletim onde houvesse um quadradinho que dizia, ou deveria dizer, voto em branco. Porque pode haver quem não queira ou tenha a ideia de que goste de algum político ou algum grupo político que queira votar. Pronto, essencialmente é isso. E não há. Tornou-se praticamente obrigatório votar em alguém. Óbvio que eu acho que a forma que a gente tem de votar em branco, salvo seja, não é o voto em branco, mas é dizer que está desgostoso com todas as classes políticas, é votar naqueles que a gente sabe que nunca irão ganhar, ou muito provavelmente nunca irão ganhar. Agora, ele fez isto de uma maneira muito melhor. Muito melhor. Espero que gostem do vídeo. Óbvio que se calhar a grande maioria não vai concordar com o que ele disse, mas a verdade é essa. Quem votou na AD, no PSD, eu espero que quando eles começarem a meter-nos o dedo no sítio onde a gente não quer que eles metam, supostamente, que cheguem à frente. E digam, opa, olha, eu votei coisa, então é para tirar no ordenado, nas férias, nos subsídios. Sim, senhor, então eu cheguei-me à frente e eu votei a vocês, tirem-me a mim. Pode tirar tudo, o ordenado, todo. Isso deixa de ser um problema meu. Só espero é que tenham esta atitude, porque quem votou, o geral das pessoas que votaram, tem que ter um bocado de coragem, certo? Suspeito que nada de bom venha aí, mas pá, enfim, mais do mesmo, mais política, mais gente que não presta. Pessoal, vamos embora, isto é para rir, então vamos lá ter aqui um bocadinho o GeorgeCarlin. Até já, pessoal.
One thing you might have noticed I don't complain about: politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck. Yeah! Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. And term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here. Like the public. Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks. Fuck hope. Fuck hope. Because if it's really just the fault of these politicians, then where are all the other bright people of conscience? Where are all the bright, honest, intelligent Americans ready to step in and save the nation and lead the way? We don't have people like that in this country. Everybody's at the mall, scratching his ass, picking his nose, taking his credit card out of his fanny pack and buying a pair of sneakers with lights in them. So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On election day, I stay home. I don't vote. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't vote. Two reasons I don't vote. First of all, it's meaningless. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The shit they shuffle around every 4 years doesn't mean a fucking thing. And secondly, I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around, I know. They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that? If you vote, and you elect dishonest, incompetent people, and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who, in fact, did not even leave the house on election day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. So I know that a little later on this year you're going to have another one of those really swell presidential elections that you like so much. You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure as soon as the election is over, your country will improve immediately. As for me, I'll be home on that day doing essentially the same thing as you. The only difference is, when I get finished masturbating, I'm going to have a little something to show for it, folks. Thank you very much.
Bem, e parece propósito, já que hoje estamos numa de Dragon Ball Z, está um vídeo bastante engraçado, diálogo que foi filmado nos Estados Unidos, obviamente, para variar, que parece uma cápsula corp, como se lhe chamavam. E está realmente engraçado, porque se isto calha a ser mesmo verdade, eu não sei se isto será um balão, algo, um drone, algo, enfim, não faço a mínima ideia, mas calhando a ser verdade, realmente é esquisito. Fica aqui o vídeo, pessoal, espero que gostem, até já.
So this was filmed out in Key West, Florida, you guys. What is this? See, I'm from Key West, Florida, right? I know that has a weather blimp, but this is not a blimp. It's like levitating there, back and forth. Check it out. See, and look at them clouds back there, weird gray clouds. But yeah, check this out, y'all. Hold on, let me get a closer look. Now look at this, y'all. I zoomed in. Check this out. Look at that, y'all. Do you guys see that? This is like a Dragon Ball Z ship, like the Capsule Corp ship. Y'all, it literally looks like this, y'all. That thing literally looks like this. You know, why else would they create something like this? And not to mention, due to the passing of the death of Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z yesterday, right? And now we see something like this in Key West, Florida. What y'all think, man? Look at that, y'all. Doesn't it look like a Capsule Corp ship? Look at that, y'all. It looks just like it. I always tell you, truth is hidden in plain sight. They put these things in our face because they exist. Like, it's like, where did they get the ideas from, you know? Movies and TV shows, they don't just pop up out of nowhere. They have to come from somewhere, somebody's mind, you know what I'm saying? Whose mind? So maybe the people before us, you know, the higher beings that were here before us, you get what I'm saying? And they would have ships like this. Wouldn't you think so? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Like, comment, share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
E aqui fica mais o videozinho de tributo. É como eu vos disse, neste vídeo vou colocar aqui mais 2 ou 3 videozitos que eu vou encontrando e que eu acho que se adaptam a este tributo. Então fica aqui mais um vídeo de Dragon Ball, pessoal, espero que gostem. Eu estou a colocar aqueles que eu achei mais engraçados e que fazem mais reflexão ao escritor, criador de Dragon Ball. É já, pessoal.
だんだん心惹かれてくこの星の希望のかけらきっと誰もが永遠を手に入れたい全然気にしないふりしてもほら君に恋してる果てない闇から飛び出そう Hold my hand だんだん心惹かれてくこの星の希望のかけらきっと誰もが永遠を手に入れたい全然気にしない
Bem, vejam só é aquilo que eu vos disse em relação ao GeorgeCarlin, pelo amor da santa, o homem espetacular, vejam o quão certeiro ele é em todas as coisas que ele diz neste próximo vídeo, porque mais claro que isto é difícil. Eu sei que parece que muita gente não consegue ver o óbvio, mas é tão isto que ele diz que se torna assustador. Enfim, e a gente simplesmente não consegue, muitas da gente não consegue entender e perceber o que é. Pessoal, fica aqui mais um vídeo, espero que gostem, vejam este vídeo, pelo amor da santa, com muita atenção, tal como eu peço para verem o outro, o primeiro que eu coloquei do GeorgeCarlin, vejo também este com muita atenção, porque este está muito, muito bom também. Aliás, arrisco-me a dizer que ainda acaba de estar melhor que o outro. De qualquer forma, todo o material que este homem colocou cá fora é espetacular. Aconselho um dia que queiram, dão uma vista de olhos no YouTube. Tem lá ainda bastantes vídeos dele e muito bom, muito bom, pessoal, muito bom. Bom, fica aqui mais este videozinho, até já.
All they ever talk about, politicians and the media, always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing. Happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do to keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank. You know how I describe the economic and social classes in this country? The upper class keeps all of the money, pays none of the taxes. The middle class pays all of the taxes, does all of the work. The poor are there just to scare the shit out of the middle class. Keep them showing up at those jobs.
Bem, neste vídeo eu acho que é fake. Na minha ótica é fake. Pronto, vale o que vale. Vocês poderão eventualmente dizer o que é que acham. Para mim é falso. Falso, mesmo falso. Pronto. Há aí outro género parecido a este que pronto, também é falso. E então acho que quando já começou a pôr coisas muito parecidas umas às outras, a gente já vai identificando com alguma facilidade. Eventualmente, poderei estar enganado, obviamente, mas a sensação que dá é que é fake. De qualquer forma, achei piada e então fica aqui o videozinho. Espero que gostem e até já.
Take a look at this, you guys. This is in Mexico. This guy was walking home last night and he caught what appears to be a face in the sky, y'all. Look at that, y'all. It looks like a female's face. Look at this. Did that just blink? Look, it just blinked. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit for y'all. Just a little bit. But yeah, yep. That's her blinking. Yeah, man. What do y'all think? That's crazy, man. But this is in Mexico, y'all. Oh, wow. Even clearer. What is going on? Now, again, this might be Project Bluebeam. We have no idea, but you can't be dismissing things, y'all, because you see a whole bunch of things taking place on the earth right now that has never taken place before. So you got to be very open-minded. But this is crazy, y'all. It's like a huge superhero looking at us. We can definitely say we're in for more surprises with 2024 because look at everything that's happening thus far, y'all. Everything surprises us, but nothing surprises us all at once. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
Mais um estalo de realidade, pessoal. Este próximo vídeo muito bom. Se eu fosse o diabo, muito bom. Uma das partes que eu achei mais interessante, ou uma das coisas que eu achei que tem toda a lógica do planeta, é ao domingo tudo vai para a igreja, tudo vai pedir bênção e perdão, enfim, e de segunda a sábado, enfim, são seres da pior espécie que possam ser. É cagada atrás de cagada e chega ao fim de semana, domingo, volta outra vez ao mesmo, pelo amor da santa. Portanto, achei esta parte muito engraçada. Todo o vídeo no geral está muito bom, mas esta parte enfim, é o que a gente vê, é a realidade. É muita realidade do que se passa. Fica aqui então, pessoal. Espero que gostem. Até já.
If I was the devil, my first victim will be the kids. From the moment they left their mother's precious wombs and were born, I would condition them to see racial division as a norm. And I wouldn't stop till I've stripped their innocence, divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book of Genesis. And see, as they grew up, I would continue my infiltration. For 12 years, I would steal their hearts and minds from them and call it education. If I was the devil, my next victim will be women. I'd make old, out-of-touch men control women's bodies and rights. What better way to curse God than to disrespect the very bringers of life? Speaking of God, if I was the devil when it comes to religion, I put my plan together perfectly. I'd allow you to worship Jesus every Sunday, and on the other 6 days, I'd make you worship me. In the form of money, fame, lust, and greed, to my religion, I wouldn't need to convert you. I'd turn the 10 commandments to the 10 suggestions and make virtue signaling more important than virtue. I give you just enough religion to hate each other, but not enough to love each other. And for my final evil strategy, I'd make you forget the whole purpose of religion was spirituality. If I was the devil, I wouldn't come dressed in a red cape and pointy horns. I'd drive a Lambo, have a pretty face and a Gucci belt on. Basically, I'd take the form of everything you ever wished for and watch you create your own hell. I don't need to torch the earth. And as far as politicians go, I'd change nothing. They're already doing my dirty work. If I was the devil low-key, I'd be behind the scenes. You wouldn't have to see me. I would normalize dysfunction and call it reality TV. And in this reality, I would attack your self-worth, making it hard to heal from. I'd show you images of fake bodies and make them more attractive than real ones. If I was the devil, I'd make you pray to technology and idolize those who create it. I'd make clout the #1 drug and steal millions of lost souls as they chased it. Now, if I was the devil, I wouldn't do it all at once. I'd take my time instead. I'd eat away at your morals little by little, exactly how cancer spreads. Speaking of cancer, if I was the devil, I'd feed you tasty food that makes you ill. Then I'd turn your doctors into drug dealers, selling you pills that keep you coming back instead of truly healed. Yeah, if I was Lucifer, then I'd know life and death are in the tongue. So I'd make your knife and fork your executioner. See, you can't achieve higher consciousness if your body is sick. You won't opt for positive information if you have inflammation. If I was Satan, my cleverness would be admired. Why do you think the word inflammation literally means to set on fire? If I was the devil, I'd show you how to really flex. I would release pandemics on the world to give people the chance to really care for each other and then sit back and laugh as they exploited and became scared of each other. Basically, if I was the devil, I'd keep doing what I'm doing. God is my witness. I already control your systems. Don't try to fight against this. Because for my last trick, I would make smart people like you doubt whether I ever existed.
Bem, em Portugal temos casas a menos, gente a mais. Na China, pelos vistos, já não é bem assim. Vejam este vídeo como é que eles constroem cidades para estarem literalmente abandonadas. Literalmente, é isto assim. À espera que o crescimento das pessoas, neste caso, vão ao encontro de poderem preencher as cidades que foram construídas e que neste momento se encontram vazias. Algo esquisito. Não, ou seja, como diz outro, algo errado não está certo. Algo esquisito se passa aqui. De qualquer forma, fica aqui o videozinho que dá que pensar. Isto dá que pensar um bocadinho.
High-rise apartments stretch into the sky. Traffic lights flash with no traffic in sight. The neon lights are on, but nobody's home. These are China's ghost cities, Sprawling, empty spaces, just waiting for one thing. People.
All of them were bizarre. All of them were surreal. There's no other way to describe just a city meant for thousands of people that's just completely empty.
The few people that live here often wonder if they'll ever get neighbours. Samuel Stevenson Yang is a photographer working to document this modern Chinese phenomenon.
I think the mission started because it was just hard for people to believe exactly how much empty property was all over the country. And we had to just go in person to take photos so that we could show people just the sheer scale of the building that was going on.
As China's mass construction phase continues, bigger and more elaborate but empty cities are popping up. It's difficult to say just how many properties lay empty across China, but some guess it could be as high as 64 million.
I was essentially able to walk through this, Manhattan-sized, new city, before it was, completely built. So you see the thickets of, skyscrapers. I mean, we're talking really, really, super tall skyscrapers, everywhere. And I was just able to kind of just walk through this area, and it was like, I mean, it's something that's kind of like a nightmare, kind of dystopian movie of the future. And you just wake up and all the people are gone, and it's just you and these empty, husk of, buildings everywhere.
Hello, it's Wade Shepard, vagabondjourney.com. I'm in
Wade Shepard's been documenting ghost cities since 2006.
I mean, how long does anyone think it takes to populate a new city? I mean, this is an experiment that people haven't really done before.
He sees the phenomena in a positive light, explaining ghost cities are just going through a stage between construction and inhabitation.
Well, a lot of these new cities that got their start in around 2000, 2003, they're pretty much developed. If you go there, you will not know that they were a new city. You will look around, you think it was just a normal city, and you just assume that this is the way it always was, not knowing that 10 years ago people are calling it a ghost city. 20 years ago it was farms and villages.
The critics say construction rates in China far exceed any foreseeable demand, and whether a ghost city becomes inhabited or not depends on its ability to create jobs.
A few years back, 60 Minutes in the United States did a whole program about how this city was a ghost city. And yet within a year of that, it started filling up aggressively. But the reason was the government threw tens of millions of dollars in incentives to Foxconn, which is the Taiwanese company that manufactures iPhones. And so Foxconn agreed to put a factory in this town.
Mr. McMahon estimates there are around 50 ghost cities across China, fueling economic growth, but financed by a mountain of debt, which could be a ticking time bomb.
It's incredibly difficult to measure, and it's incredibly difficult to say if and when things might actually go pear-shaped.
As dozens of desolate cities across China can attest to, if you build it, they don't always come. Tracy Shelton, ABC News.
E aqui fica mais um videozinho de tributo, neste caso, para o Dragon Ball, que eu achei e eu penso que está muito giro. Está muito giro. Se me perguntarem a mim, acho que está muito giro. De qualquer forma, fica aqui, pessoal. Espero que gostem. Isto hoje é um bocadinho mais melancólico para quem gostava. Então fica aqui um bocadinho da melancolia e vamos lá embora. Vamos para a frente. Ainda falta aqui mais uns videozinhos. E já tivemos aqui um vídeo a falar que se fosse o diabo como seria. Agora temos aqui uma cantora que tem músicas muito, muito porreiras, que eu gosto bastante, que se chama Rihanna, em que aparentemente ela foi ao Super Bowl nos Estados Unidos cantar e foi assim um repleto de simbologias que ela representou nessa noite, que estão a dar que falar, obviamente, ou que deram ainda muito, muito que falar. Agora já as coisas são um bocadinho mais calmas, digamos assim, já um bocadinho mais abafadas, mas que houve muita água, muita tinta a escrever. De qualquer forma, pessoal, fica aqui o vídeo, espero que gostem. Até já.
And this TikTok is Rihanna. She's on Demon Time. She's also signed to The Rock. Does she look evil to y'all? I wonder what her hand gestures mean when she threw up that sign on stage in front of thousands of people. Is she an Eastern Star? A high priestess? Does she look beautiful or does she look demonic? And this is for educational purposes only. Do share this with someone you love, care, and respect. On that video, comment right here. Do you love Rihanna?
I've never seen so much dark symbolism during a Super Bowl in my entire life. Rihanna throws on a bright red dress and just throws up the Illuminati sign in front of everyone. I mean, the platform she was on was literally shaped as a triangle as well. They all wear and do the same thing. Sam Smith and The Weeknd with some of the most satanic performances ever. Lizzo with a literal 6 on her head. Doja Cat and all these other artists. You guys get it yet? And what the heck was this? There's absolutely no way she just sniffed her finger after this. I break down the whole thing on YouTube, but let's get into some other things that didn't sit right with me at the Super Bowl. Damar Hamlin, after the whole world prays for you, you come out with a blasphemous jacket making Jesus Christ on the cross looking like a clown or a zombie? I mean, just read what it says in the front of the jacket. I mean, even AP called it blasphemous. And he's throwing up the sixes with LeBron and he's getting new tattoos on his hand. I seen Travis Scott wearing the same thing on a chain and don't you dare call that art. Uzi at the Super Bowl doing the same thing. All of them just making fun of Jesus. Riri, you ain't off the hook either. Pulling up in an upside down cross saying control mine. And don't even get me started with the commercials. This was the worst part of it all.
E mais um vídeo de abrolhos. Neste caso, houve muita gente que se calhar pensa que isto foi durante os anos 60, 70, 80. Mas se eu vos disser que ainda hoje decorre exatamente o mesmo sistema, de uma forma mais bem trabalhada, se calhar não deve estar muito enganado. Não deve estar muito enganado. Basta a gente olhar com atenção e ver o que se passa à nossa volta. Fica aqui este videozinho. Espero que compreendam o que é que ele quer dizer. Provavelmente há de haver quem... isto não faz sentido nenhum. Faz todo o sentido do mundo. Vejam, reflitam e percebam que tudo o que está neste vídeo é mais puro das verdades. Agora, isto é como tudo na vida. Há quem acredite e há quem não acredite. Vai depender de cada um ver como a sociedade está, como o mundo está e irá perceber. Fica aqui o vídeo, pessoal. Espero que gostem. Até já.
We economic hitmen have managed to create the world's first truly global empire, and it's basically a secret empire. We do it many ways, but principally we identify a country that has resources our corporations covet, like oil, arrange a huge loan to that country from the World Bank or one of its sisters. The money never actually goes to the country. It goes to our own corporations to build big infrastructure projects in that country that help a few very wealthy people, but don't benefit the majority of the people who are too poor to buy electricity or have cars to drive on the highways, and yet they're left holding a huge debt that they can't repay. So we go back at some point and say, you know, you can't pay your debts. Give us a pound of flesh. Sell your oil real cheap to our oil companies. Vote with us on the next critical UN vote. Allow us to build a military base in your backyard. Something along these lines. And when we fail, the jackals go in and either overthrow or assassinate these leaders. And if the jackals fail, as they did in Iraq, then we send in the military. I don't think the failure is capitalism. I think it's a specific kind of capitalism where we've developed, we've created what I consider a mutant viral form of capitalism. And this mutant form of capitalism, which I think is really a predatory form of capitalism, has created an extremely unstable, unsustainable, unjust, and very, very dangerous world. I've met a lot of terrorists. I've interviewed them for books. I've never met one who wanted to be a terrorist. They're desperate people. If we want to get rid of terrorism, we must get rid of the root causes, that cancer that is destroying our whole system. Because I think it's really important that we understand today we cannot have homeland security unless we understand that the whole planet is our homeland.
Bem, próximo vídeo. A pergunta é, quem se lembra destas plantinhas que vocês vão ver agora a seguir no filme Harry Potter? Pois é, Harry Potter. Por acaso um filme que eu que eu gostei bastante. Os últimos dois, mas de qualquer forma eu gostei bastante. O que retrata é que eu acho que isto já está tão provado há tanto tempo, mas ainda há testes, ainda fazem testes, enfim, e acho bem, pronto, ok, querem descobrir e perceber o porquê ou como é que as plantas agem ou reagem, ok. O facto é que as plantas são seres vivos, como a gente, penso eu, subentende, percebe que é assim que funciona. Mas querem perceber o porquê de terem descoberto que as plantas gritam, salvo seja, quando são agredidas, cortadas ou espezinhadas, enfim. O porquê disso. Mas está um vídeo engraçado. Espero que gostem. Está giro, está giro.
Have you guys seen this? Apparently they're called mandrake plants. I've never even heard about this, y'all. But she took it out of the pot and the plant started screaming. Do y'all see it? So I was confused as to why that plant was making a high-pitched frequency. So I found this, y'all. Check this out. Apparently plants produce a high-pitched frequency when they get stressed.
New study suggests that when plants are under stress, they release a high-pitched sound that is inaudible to human ears. The research, published in the journal Science, provides the first evidence that plants produce ultrasonic sounds when they are damaged, and that these sounds may help them to recover from stress. The study was conducted by a team of researchers from the University of Western Australia and the University of Cambridge. The team used a technique called laser Doppler vibrometry to measure the vibrations of a plant leaf as it was cut with a razor. They found that when the leaf was cut, it emitted a high-pitched sound with a frequency of around 20 kilohertz. The team then tested whether this sound had any effect on the plant's ability to recover from stress. They found that plants that were exposed to the sound of a cut leaf recovered from stress more quickly than plants that were not exposed to the sound.
So I guess them screaming is a way of them being under distress, and it's healing them in a sense. This is like frequency healing, vibration healing, sound bath. Y'all see that, right? Now, I wouldn't think nothing of it, but even the Bible mentions the mandrake plant. You see, it says for thousands of years, this plant was revered by many cultures, which ascribes to its mysterious and demonic qualities. Mandrake is mentioned in the Bible, and its biblical use is generally attributed to its supposed fertility power. So what do you guys think about that plant? Is that real or not? I mean, I remember a scene in Harry Potter where they showed this stuff. But here we are with that little girl and then them talking about the Bible as well. So let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments below. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. You already know we in this shift, y'all. We getting it. Let's get it. Peace in.
Vamos então aqui para o último vídeo. E pois claro, não poderia ser de outra forma, ou não poderia deixar de ser assim. Akira, Toriyama, mais uma vez, pá, onde quer que estejas bem e que... pá, sejas feliz, digamos assim, onde quer que estejas. Fica uma obra muito boa, muito boa, e penso que um tributo destes tem que ser dado e é merecido. Não só ele, a muitas pessoas, mas neste caso concreto, obviamente, há alguém que nos deixou uma obra muito grande e muito fixe, que alterou e mudou muitos raciocínios, muitas formas de pensar. Houve montes de gente, montes de pessoal do nosso tempo, em que ao ver esta série, por exemplo, começaram a se dedicar a artes marciais, outros se dedicarem-se a ginásios, mais desporto, mais uma aventura diferente, ou seja, uma mudança diferente de vida, de perspectiva, e penso que isto foi uma mais-valia. Óbvio que tudo tem os seus lados menos positivos, mas no geral eu penso que foi uma coisa positiva. Então fica aqui o último vídeo de tributo à Akira Toriyama, e espero que tenham gostado do vídeo em geral, dos vídeos em gerais, e que subscrevam, comentem e vamos embora para o próximo. Ok, pessoal? Um abracinho, um bom resto de dia, um bom resto de trabalho, e onde quer que estejam, Deus vos abençoe. Fiquem bem.